Welcome to our Saturday beginner workout. This is week 12, so this is the last Saturday we'll be doing this. I hope you've enjoyed the workout so far, and we'll be continuing on these workouts Tuesdays and Thursdays with Dave and Justin. So if you enjoy them, keep it up with that. So this week we're doing the upper lower core workout. So that means we're going to do an upper focused exercise, a lower, and then a core. We'll do 3 rounds of that, and then we'll move on to the next group. So let's get started on a bit of a warm up here. So find yourself a wall, and we're going to do some leg swings first. So opening, closing your leg, warming up your hip, swinging nice and gently, switching sides. Good. Let's move into agility skaters. So we're going to shuffle from side to side. Getting our heart rates going. Good. Let's get onto our mats on our back, T position. And we're going to have our right leg come towards our left hand and then back to the center, switching on the other side. So again, this is one where we're generally pretty tight. I can't get all the way up to my hands, but as I loosen up, I can get a bit more mobility in. And we'll get up and we'll do butt kicks. So we can start with marching. And then we can go to more of a jog. So just jogging on the spot, pulling the heels into the butt, getting our hamstrings nice and warm here, getting our heart rates back up. And let's get into arm circles. So small circles, slowly opening until we get to a full range of motion, whatever that may be for you. And let's go in reverse, so palms up, slowly opening till we get to fulls, holding our fulls. Good. And our last one, so the punch combination. So jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switching sides, so jab, cross, hook. Just trying to get it in my muscle memory. And then as I get the coordination, I can speed up a bit. Good. So let's move right into our workout. So first one's going to be on the ground, on our stomachs, thumbs up ahead, lifting our thumbs up to the sky, doing a prone I. We'll do this for 30 seconds. Take 10 rest as we transition. So keep it going. Got another 5 seconds here. Last rep and relax. Round 2 is a sumo deadlift. So we're going to be standing up. Nice wide stance here. Toes pointed out a bit. Hinge forward. Squeezing with the glutes, hamstrings, and abs. Stand up. Hinge, stand. So from a side profile, you can see I got a nice flat back. Lifting. Flat back. Lift. Finding my own pace. Go into my own range. So I can go just above the ground and keep a flat back. Last one, and relax. Back onto the mat. Around the world fire hydrant. So 4-point stance here. We're going to start with our leg extending, whip it around to the side, pull it in, back out. So it's this type of motion around the world. So a nice little leg whip. And let's switch sides. So extend out to the side, in, back out. Good. Another 5 seconds. And relax. I'm going to show you a side profile next as we head into round 2, just so you get a different viewpoint of these. Starting in the prone eyes on our stomachs, thumbs up right ahead, lift, pause, back down. Lift, pause, back down. If this gets too easy, just hold it. I'm keeping my head in contact with the ground the whole time. Makes it a little uncomfortable to breathe, but it's not too bad. Got another 5 seconds here. One more rep, and relax. Getting up for our sumo deadlifts again. So nice big stance here. Slight knee bend, hinge, squeeze, lift. Hinge, squeeze, lift. Now I'm a little bit more warmed up. So you notice I can get my toe or my fingers to touch the ground just as my hamstrings get a little bit more flexible here. Making sure I squeeze through my abs every time I lift. One more, and relax. And let's get back into that 4-point stance on the ground for our around the world fire hydrants. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, extend the leg back, come around to the side, pull it in, back around. So nice and slow. As you get the movement, you can add a bit more pace into it, but it isn't supposed to be a super fast thing. And let's switch sides. So you can see here, I'm trying to get it up at the side there as best as I can. And relax. So let's head into round 3. I'm going to stay with a side profile. I think you get a bit of a better view that way. So prone eyes to start. Up, lift, back down. Up, lift, back down. Go at your own pace. You don't have to keep up with me. Adjust as you need to. If this is getting really tough, make sure you take a little micro break. This one's generally not too bad for most people. Another 5 seconds. And relax. Up. Sumo deadlifts. So I'm going to show you the side profile again. It's a nice wide stance here. Hinging, squeezing, lifting. Hinge, squeeze, lift. Hinge, squeeze, lift. Hinge, squeeze, lift. Over and over. Finding what pace works for me. Going a little wider than my mat here now, just because it felt a little uncomfortable having my heels up there. Good. And relax. And we got our around the world fire hydrants for round 3 here. Then we're going to move right into group 2. All right, extend to the side, pull in, back out. So this is a great one for core control, especially around your hips, and it gets good hip mobility in. So you'll notice when you come out to the side, you have to use your glutes a decent amount. Let's switch sides. So it's really good for that kind of hip stabilization that a lot of us lack. And relax. So moving into group 2, we got bear crawls, golfer deadlifts, and shoulder taps. So bear crawl, we're going to start off with. So on our hands, we're going to go forward with our right arm, right leg, forward with our left arm, left leg. So just keep moving forward. And then I'm going to go in reverse here just because I run out of room, but you could turn around if that's easier on you. and relax. Good job. Golfers deadlifts are next. So we can use a chair to start here. It's like we have a golf club. So single arm, single leg, come down to the side, other leg extends behind, then back up. So reach forward, pull, come back up. Reach forward, pull, come back up. Let's switch sides now. Good. Find your balance, find your control. Go at your own pace and relax. Last ones are shoulder taps. So for this, we're going to be in a push-up position. So let's get into that position, then come up, touch your shoulder, come back down into push-up position, switch sides. So I'm just going back and forth at my own pace here. If I'm having a hard time with my hips staying stable when I lift my hand, then just go a bit wider. So now you can kind of see my feet behind me there. Just makes it a little bit easier to control from the core and relax. Let's get back into number one. So that's with the bear crawls. Get ready and go. So knees just off the ground, forward with one side, forward with the other. Forward with one side, forward with the other. Forward with one side, forward with the other. Then I'm going to try and come backwards. This is a little bit more advanced. Obviously, you could just turn around if it's easier on you that way. And relax. Good. So, golfer deadlift. This time I'm not going to use the chair, but I'm going to show you from side profile. So, feet together. My left leg's going to come back. Right hand comes to the ground. Then I'm going to pull myself back up. So I'm kind of opening up a little bit. It's called a golfer deadlift because it's just like when you're picking up the golf ball from the hole. And switch sides if you haven't already. So you notice I'm going nice and slow and in control, or else I fall off balance like that. And relax. Second round of shoulder taps coming up. So back on our mats. I'm going to show you from side profile this time. So let's get up into that push-up position. Hand touch shoulder. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides. Go at your own pace. The slower, the harder for this one. So if you're having a hard time with it, try and go quick, and it's actually easier. It's kind of counterintuitive to most exercises, right? And relax. So we're going to go into round 3 of our bear crawl. And I'm just going to show you another variation that we can do with them. So what we're going to do this time, get into our bear crawl stance, and we're going to shuffle sideways. So this is just another way we can do this. You don't have to do it. You could just do it the normal way that we were doing. But this is kind of just a little bit fun and different. Try and make exercise as fun as we can, because a lot of us don't like it, right? And relax. Good. Golfers deadlifts are up again, so I'm just going to show you side profile again. I'm going to get a bit closer to the camera this time. So hinge forward, hinge back up. So when I'm driving back up, I'm really pulling from my hamstring, from my glute, stabilizing through my core here. And let's switch it to sides. Good. Find your pace and relax. We got shoulder taps again. And again, I'm going to show you from the side angle because I feel like you get a better view of everything. So let's get into that push-up position. Touch one side, touch the other. Notice how my hips don't hike up in the air and bounce like this when I switch. So I'm keeping everything stable. The only thing that should change is my one hand coming off the ground. Everything else should stay the same. And so if you're ready, you can move your feet right together, which is a lot harder. All right, let's rest and move on to number 3. So modified diamond push-ups. So we're going to start from with this hand posture like this, knees on the ground, and we're going to bend our elbows, lower our chest into our hands, squeeze, push ourselves back up. So lower down, squeeze, push up. If that's too tough for you, widen your hands until you're able to do it. So let's get going again. One more, and relax. So that one's going to get really tough by the time we get to number 3. Lateral jumps are next. So standing up, we're going to jump to one side, land nice and soft, jump to the other side. So the bigger the jump, the harder it is. So you can make it nice and small. And then we can pause in between, catch our breath a little bit. Big thing is, big arms, load the legs, drive, jump to the one side, and relax. And we got same side dead bug for number 3. So I'll show you from the side here. We're going to start with our legs, knees bent, extend our right leg and right arm, come back to center, switch sides. So notice how when I extend, my other leg and other hand are touching, and that just reminds me the coordination to do this. The other thing to note is how my shins stay parallel to the ground. So you see how they're parallel to the ground as I'm resting there. And relax. We got number 3, set 2 of number 3 now. So I'm going to go into modified diamond push-ups. Again, I'm going to show you from the front. So driving my chest into my hands, pushing back up. Takes a lot of tricep strength here, and it takes a lot of core control. So go at your own pace. It's 30 seconds, which is a long time to do push-ups. So you may not get a lot in, and relax. Lateral jumps are next. So if we can't do lateral jumps and go, what we're going to do is a shuffle. So we'll shuffle side to side like that. So it's kind of like the agility skaters, or we could do the agility skaters. But if you're able to, let's try and do the hops or jumps. It's a lot more dynamic, a lot harder on our cardio, a lot harder on our legs. We get a lot more out of it. So if that's in your wheelhouse, try and do it. And relax. Same side dead bugs. I'll face the camera this time just so you can get a different view. So on our mats, knees bent, extend arm and leg, come back in, switch sides. Keeping my head in contact with the mat the whole time. A lot of us don't like that, and we kind of tuck our chin and lift our heads up off the mat. Creates a lot of neck tension. So try and keep your head relaxed, back of the head in contact with the mat the whole time. And relax. We got one more round of group 3, so one more round of those modified diamond push-ups. So get in position, dropping our chest down, extending back up. Chest down, extend back up. Chest down, extend back up. Find your pace. If you want or are able to at some point, you can go from your toes, but that's really difficult and beyond the beginner level, and relax. Lateral jumps is going to be next. So jumping from one side to the next. Back and forth at your own pace. Whatever your jump allows you to do. Try and land softly each time. You shouldn't be able to hear the landing too much. If you do, you're putting a lot of force and strain into your knees and low back. And relax. Back on the ground. Third round of the same side dead bugs. This time I'm going to extend my legs. So to make it more challenging, you can extend them. And you're going to extend out, then switch. So I'm doing the same strategy though, keeping my other hand, the resting leg and resting arm in contact with the knee. And that just helps me coordinate because a lot of people have coordination issues here. You notice I still have a slight bend in my knees. And so that just allows me to do this without straining my hamstrings too much. And relax. Good. So we are going to move into round 4 now. So modified typewriter push-ups. So again, we're going to start from that knee position. But this time our hands are going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to drop to one side, push back up to center, then drop to the other side, push back to center. So right side for me, left side for me. And again, I'm just pacing myself. So that's only 6, 7, and 8, and that's all I'm getting in 30 seconds. Our second one in this 4th group, we're going to use a chair, have our toe on it, drop down, and then just hop up. So I'm just getting a couple inches off the ground, just a little bit of dynamic movement. And I'm going to switch legs. And relax. So that one's a little tough. Side plank openers. I'm going to do it from a modified position first. So legs on the ground, lifting my hips. Top leg is going to be straight. Then I'm going to close. So facing the ground, then open back up. So face the ground, open back up. Face the ground, open back up. Let's switch sides. So bottom leg's on the ground, top leg straight. Face the ground, open up. Face the ground, open up. Face the ground, open up, and relax. We'll go into round 2 of the modified typewriter push-ups. So I'm going to go hands just a little wider than my mat. Drop down to one side, come back up to center, then drop down to the opposite side, back to center. Nice straight line from my knees all the way to my shoulders. So I'm not going to let my butt come up in the air like this. I want straight, but I don't want my hips to sag either. And that's where contracting your abs and keeping a nice strong core comes in handy. And relax. Bulgarian split squat hops are next again. So I'm going to face the camera for this one. So this, if you can't do the hop portion like this, what you can do is just lower yourself down and extend back up. Okay? But if you can, let's do the hops and switching sides. Getting ourselves balanced each time. So as we get tired, we may need to take a micro break in between each one, reset, and relax. Side plank openers. So again, you can have your bottom leg straight or on the ground, or you can straighten up, go into a side plank like this, hand up, you close, then open. close, then open. So this is going to be a lot more challenging. And switching sides. So find what works for you, whether you have to do the modified or whether you're able to move on to this movement and relax. It's the last round of our last group here. Modified typewriter push-ups, round 3. So drop to one side, back to center, drop to the opposite side, back to center. Find your pacing, do as many as you can, take breaks when you need to, keep your core tight, keep your breathing, and keep it up. Great hard work, everyone. And relax. So Bulgarian split squat hops again. I'll show you a side profile. Round 3. I'll move closer to the camera though. So foot up, dropping down, doing a nice gentle hop. So I'm not jumping super high off the ground, just getting myself airborne and switching sides. And one more. Good. And we got our side plank openers for round 3 here. So we can do the modified. I'll show you that one. It's lifting the hip up, close, open, close, open, close, open. One more. And switching sides. We got 15 seconds left. Push yourselves all the way to the end here. Then we'll do our cool down. One more. And relax. Great job, everyone. So moving to our cool down, we got downward dog first. So start in a push-up position. Hike your hips up and back, creating an upside down V. And what we can do while we're there is just drop our heels one at a time to the ground, stretching out our calves from all those jumps that we've done today. Next, we're going to be in a half kneel position. Hands on the inside of the leg. Lean forward. Squeeze your leg into your triceps. This is called a lizard. And switching sides. So you should feel this in your hip flexor on the back leg, maybe on the groin on the front leg. Next one's going to be pigeon. So it's kind of similar, except now your leg's on the ground like this. Nice and tall like that is modified. Or you can go into a full by getting onto your elbows, depending on what works for you. Let's switch sides. It's the same thing. So 90, dropping down. If you're able to, hold and breathe. Cobra is next. So starting your push-up and then just drop your hips to the ground. Let them sink in. You can look to the sky. Every time you breathe out, try and let your hips just drop just a tad more. Good. Now, world's greatest stretch. So we're going to go back into that half kneel, hands on the inside, then open up. Switching sides. Open up. Look to the sky if you can. Try and squeeze your shoulder blade. Press your hand to open up, and child's pose to finish. So hands come forward, forehead to mat, butt into your heels. You can creep your fingertips forward to get the stretch in your lats a bit more. Breathe nice and deep, nice and slow. Great job. Congratulations on everyone finishing the personal best program. So this was the beginner exercise program for the 12 weeks. Like I said, we'll be continuing on these classes Tuesdays and Thursdays with Dave and Justin. So look forward to them. And of course, you can always check us out on YouTube and Facebook. Check out our other classes. And if you're watching this ahead of time, try and participate in our 5K walk or run on Saturday or this weekend at some point. So hopefully you participate, and I'll see you next time.